Welcome back to Global Sampling with EMI and happy holidays. I'm your host, Brian Peterson. Today, I'll be sharing some tips and best practices for fielding your studies around this holiday season. As we enter the holiday season here in the US and globally, one thing you really want to keep in mind if you're going to be fielding a study during this time is that response rates are going to be different than they are during the rest of the year. We're not saying that you shouldn't field during this time, but there are some questions you do want to ask before you field. The first question you want to ask yourself if you're going to be fielding during the holidays is, am I going to have to compare my data to another wave? The second question you really want to ask yourself is, are the responses I get going to be different due to non-response bias because some of the respondents who I may normally get if I field during other times of the year, they're not going to answer because they are celebrating the holidays. Next up on the calendar is Christmas. While this is normally one celebrated as a single day, keep in mind that the celebration normally starts on the 24th and goes all the way through the 25th. While Christmas is normally a Christian holiday, it is celebrated differently around the world. There are some countries that has a much more religious connotation to it and it's celebrated that way, where others it's less so. Normally when you're celebrating Christmas, there are some standard ways to do it are, as you can see, Christmas tree decorating. There's also gift giving, lots of get-togethers with family, as well as attending church and other things like that. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that there is a lot of travel associated with Christmas. Back in 2019, before the pandemic, almost 120 million travelers were expected to travel in the U.S. for this holiday. So it is right up there with U.S. Thanksgiving in terms of travel. Next up is Kwanzaa, which starts on December 26th and runs through New Year's Day or January 1st. For those who do celebrate this holiday, they do so by decorating their homes, holding candlelight ceremonies, among other activities. We did want to highlight this because you may see some impact to specific target audiences that do celebrate this holiday in that time frame. Rounding out our holiday season is New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. This is a global celebration where on New Year's Eve everyone comes and celebrates the coming of the new year. With that, you'll see a lot of parties and celebrations, as well as the New Year's Day, lots of people celebrating that as well. One thing to keep in mind, though, that the travel for this day kind of overlaps with the Christmas travel, which is why the travel season kind of coincides together and starts on the 23rd and goes all the way to the 3rd of the new year. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Global Sampling with EMI. If you want to learn more how EMI can help you fielding your study during this holiday season, visit our website at emi-rs.com.